Welcome back to Time Hats. I'm still alive. Allegedly.
You know, I just want to say how impressed I am at the courage displayed by a certain individual this week. You know, it really takes a lot to sort of come out and admit that that you want to bang your sister. So, you know, thanks, Spider-Man.
What?
Oh, so you know how this current run of Spider-Man has been dog shit.
I
For lack of a-
honestly just ignored it because I want to
Oh,
pretend it doesn't exist.
so part of the whole thing of Peter Parker and Mary Jane Watson are split up because they did something bad happened, but 20 issues later they've still not said what the bad thing was because it's so horrible they can't possibly talk about it. And they had with all the times that they've with Peter and MJ meeting has always been Peter going or basically being pining for her because obviously and then in this most recent issue they decided to just hit the audience with oh no, Peter just loves Mary Jane like a sister.
What?
Yeah, oh yeah, like a sister. So, you know, I guess
Like a
he's just
sister
into
that he
incest.
penetrates.
Yeah, repeatedly. I'm pretty sure there's more like fucking fade to blacks of them having sex than like any other couple in
Any comic book.
history. So, you know,
Get on
feels
that,
weird to
Clark!
just-
You've had a lot of time!
So, you know, it feels weird to just suddenly out Peter Parker as incest being his fetish, but, you know, it's modern day Spider-Man at this, so, you know, nothing really is
Who the fuck's
off the
writing this
table
again?
anymore.
Anyone we give a shit about?
Yeah. I could go and check, but
It does sound
you
like
know
work,
what?
to be fair.
I will. It's not Dan. I can tell you, it's not Dan.
I didn't think it was
Slott.
Dan Slott, because I think if it was Dan Slott, you would immediately say Dan Slott.
Is it Joe Quesada? Because that
No.
seems to be.
He's gone.
He's
They say he's gone, but I feel like he's actually has the entire like Marvel building just rigged to explode. If Peter and Mary Jane ever get back together and he's just holding everyone hostage from wherever he is, it's like, by the way, don't get any funny ideas about Peter and Mary Jane or kaboom.
I will kill them.
Yeah. Or he's just like implanted explosives in all of the workers' brains there. You know, at that.
As you do.
Maybe he did it at that luncheon that I didn't go to.
Quite possible. I wouldn't put it past him.
Sorry, I was just looking to see if I can find the name without actually looking it up because I'd rather like troll through fucking pages of Twitter than even bother to like look and even bother to type into Google who is the current writer of Spider-Man.
Honestly, fair, because it's funnier.
Anyway, so now that we've got, someone called Wells. His last name is Wells, I assume, or maybe it's his first name. Maybe it's the Reverse Flash. It was me, Peter. I went back in time and made you into incest.
To kill Iris! Wait, hold on. What does that have to do with Iris? Who's Iris? My goals are beyond your understanding.
I mean, this runs all manner of dog shit. It's like Norman Osborn's turned good. You know, that'll stick. Peter now works for him. Yeah, that'll stick. MJ works for him. Yeah, that'll stick. And Ben Reilly is back, and also he's evil, I think. I don't really care. I was just more brought into the fact of, wait, what? Why would they just out Spider-Man as being into incest?
It is pretty weird.
So, you know, I'm glad that Spider-Man continues to be a trash fire. You know, someone pointed out to me the other day, in a lot of ways, Superior Spider-Man is just a really shitty version of Kraven's Last Hunt.
Yeah.
Spider-Man is killed and replaced by a guy who's like, no, I could do this job better than you ever could. And it's one of his, like, long-standing villains. And then it ends with the villain dying, realizing he's actually shit. And it's like, wow, why is Kraven's Last Hunt such a great story? Oh, right, because it's short, it's snappy, it doesn't involve fucking brain jacking, and also, I guess, like, quasi-rape fantasy shit.
Yeah,
And,
but that's you know, Dan Slott's fetish.
Of course. I guess Wells is into incest. Well, someone had to be, I guess.
You know, just law of averages.
And then, of all of this, just wasn't, enough. They decided in one of the more recent issues to have a panel where, like, Spider-Man blocks an attack by using a manga called Ramen Ninja, which then burns up in his hands. And it's, like, very obviously Naruto. I'm like, man,
Someone's mad
That's
about Naruto still.
that's fucking 20 years. That's like 20 years after Naruto was relevant. Why are we
20
still
years after
why do-
relevant? Yeah, that sounds like comic books.
It's just one of those weird things where it's like, why did I get why? I guess I get why, but it's like, guys, if you're in American comics, the last thing you ever want to do is draw attention to manga because like they're the only things keeping you guys afloat, dude. We've talked about it before, but yeah, American comic industry is massively propped up by manga sales being included in comic book sale figures.
For some fucking reason.
Well, they are technically comic books, it's just... But yeah, so it's once again a really weirdly a really kind of weirdly spiteful take on an industry you probably don't want to get involved with. Not because like anything will come of it in the sense of, oh no, what if they sue? But more of the, you're just kind of highlighting how kind of shitty you are. And that's not even me, like, and I mean, no, Naruto's crap. We all know this, but
Yeah, it's been crap for years.
man,
forever,
at least Naruto didn't want to fuck his sister.
to our knowledge.
Yeah, true.
Maybe he had a secret sister.
Maybe he is the secret sister.
Mm.
Oh, so yeah, Spider-Man being into incest. That's like one of the things that's happened to most recently.
You really need
And
to
I
stop
guess-
with the incest comic book, seriously.
I guess it's not Carol Danvers being raped and giving birth to her rapist or whatever that
Oof.
comic was.
I know what you're talking about.
If only that was the worst thing that happened to Carol Danvers.
Right? Anytime Carol Danvers comes up, it's just I just kind of sit there and sigh. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna try this mission again.
Yeah, you just wish for a better character.
Yeah, I wish for Power Girl.
I did hear apparently Ant-Man and the Wasp is doing pretty bad.
Yeah, I heard that too. But like, I don't really care.
Well,
But also,
I heard it did good for its first weekend, but everyone hated it, so it's not going to make the billions they were hoping it would.
Mm.
And also that the CGI is like awful. Not like just awful bad as in like they had bad taste. Awful as in like a lot of it is clearly unfinished and where they had to cut corners because of all the CGI, backstage stuff that's going on.
Mm.
maybe if they paid their workers a fair wage.
We can't do that.
No, they pay you in clout for being able to work on Marvel and having your name there.
Hey, you get.
Yeah, Clout, your name is just one of fucking hundreds.
Hey, listen. Don't you want to work for exposure?
It's like the new influencers for the Disney parks that are mostly being paid in, the fact that they're influencers for a Disney park. And they make like, I think, a yearly wage of like a lower tier fast food manager
Jesus.
in exchange for having to like have multiple uploads every day and like always be on call to come to the parks whenever they have events they want them to blog for. Yeah, it's not great.
No,
Oh, fuck that.
that's fucking terrible.
Disney is
An evil
not doing-
corporation.
it's not even an evil. They are an evil corporation, but it's mostly that they're just really freaking broke
Two things can be true.
because of the Fox purchase, which was a terrible idea.
Oh yeah, it was.
Like with the Fox, if they bought the Fox purchase, it'd be like, okay, we're gonna get the X-Men and Fantastic Four and all those characters we wish we had in their stat. Not like we bought it, but we're gonna sit on it for like 10 years before we start using them because we'll just use all the C-list Marvel characters we already own. People like Guardians of the Galaxy. That means they'll like all the characters.
That means everyone's gonna flock to see Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
I was interested in Shang-Chi, but I'm like one fucker.
Well, Shang-Chi was an attempt to chase clout in China, which is futile because China is no longer interested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just liked it because, you know, martial arts movie. That's the only reason I was interested.
Because Pooh Bear doesn't want any more Western influence on his country.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Well, no, he just wants to build his fucking balloons.
Yeah, build his balloons and make his own movies.
His innocent weather balloons, guys.
His innocent weather balloons, which he really wants back, by the way.
You should give us those totally innocent weather balloons that have no no spy data on them.
Yeah, we really need
Please.
those back, please. Please and thanks.
Like, just because they were hovering suspiciously over a number of key military sites. I've kind of I do have, I guess technically my vague conspiracy theory is that I'm not going to say they were intended to be found, but I think the balloons were always meant to be of a, yeah, if they work, great. If they get found, who cares? It's just basically us going, look at us, we can spy on you, and we don't care. Kind of like when every time Putin like does anything, he thinks, oh, if it works, great, but if it doesn't, well, people will think I'm a big man. And we all know he's not really.
He's about as big as his hair.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've definitely heard, you know, not exactly the best, you know, the healthiest, tallest, strapping guy that he claims he is.
Mm-hmm.
Bigliest, hugeliest.
Yeah, no, you just gotta be careful because I hear if you say too many bad things.
Oh, we hope it's a bit.
You never know
Yeah.
with Putin, to be honest.
Well, we'll find out if he was if he mysteriously fell to his death. From his,
All right,
like,
is it
one-story
Sabo or
house.
Putin on the other line now?
No, it's me. Sorry, this guy showed up and tried to have me voluntarily jump out a 90-story fall.
Is it you or are you a Putin plant?
Maybe I will.
Quick,
Maybe-
let's do the test. Can you say moose and squirrel?
Uh-oh.
Yes.
But say them.
Say it then.
Say moose and squirrel.
Say moose and squirrel.
Shit.
Yes.
Alright, he's clean. He's clean.
Right. Yeah, he passed the test.
He's clean. He's clean. Thank God.
No Russian. It's like shaving a haircut in Roger Rabbit. No Russian can resist.
It's true.
Maybe I was a Putin plant from the start, though.
Oh, shit!
You just said moose and squirrel.
Maybe I'm very well trained.
You just said moose.
They don't
No.
well train their spies!
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think
Oh.
they're.
That's the most ridiculous thing you've ever said!
Yeah, that's true. I can't really argue with that.
Come on, you gotta keep the bit at least realistic, man! Jesus. Now the suspension of disbelief is out the fucking window!
But hey. Oh, what else has happened this week?
I got pulled over
What?
for running a red light by a fraction of an inch.
Oh,
Well, don't run a red light by a fraction of an inch. Forehead.
Well,
you should have driven faster. If they can't catch you, it's not illegal.
no, well, I thought if I slammed on the brakes with my, tire that I just had repaired, that I might spin out of control and crash. So I was like, well, I think I can make it. I didn't make it.
Oh yeah, you guys only have 2 colors on your traffic lights there, don't you?
3.
No, we have 3.
Oh, you have amber. Huh. For some reason, I thought you guys only had like red and green on your lights.
No, we have red, green, and yellowish.
amber.
Yeah, which is like, hey, it's gonna turn red in,
2 seconds.
It's gonna turn red. Maybe you should consider stopping. And
That's how I knew it was gonna turn red. But I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna clear it. And if I jam on my brakes now, I might blow out the tire and spin out of control and
You should consider stopping, but most people go, speed up.
crash
Usually-
into.
Usually the rule is if it's not safe to stop, you shouldn't stop.
Well, yeah, but he caught me. He's like, I caught you on the dash cam going through the red light, and I told him the story, and he's like, So he's like, all right, I guess I'll let you go.
You are white, so it makes sense.
But it's not because I'm white. It's because I'm not a kid anymore. Because this exact same scenario happened 10 years ago, and they threw the book at me.
Ow.
So yeah.
What book? Was it paperback or hardback?
It was the thing the judge has behind his bench.
Oh.
Yeah, that one. So yeah, it's not just because I'm white. It's because I don't look like a punk kid anymore. Because literally the same thing happened 10 years ago, where I went through a red light barely because I didn't want to jam on the brakes and stop, and this officer was not nearly as polite and friendly as this guy. He was like, "All right, what are you doing, you idiot? You ran a light."
Yeah, and in America, if you're younger, the younger you are, the more likely they're gonna throw everything at you.
Makes sense. But it doesn't, but okay.
They just kind of assume by default that anyone under like 25 is a stupid, reckless driver.
They are, but that's the whole point of being under 25.
Yeah.
You get a pass though if you're old and senile.
Well, yeah, because then you're a voter.
Not even if you're old and senile. If you're just over 25 and you're not like.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to specify that that like someone who probably shouldn't be on the road anymore, they're immune.
If you're over 25 and you're not like immediately getting up on the cop's face because you got pulled over, they'll usually just let you go.
Well, the older you are, the more you can get in their face, though.
Well, okay, yeah, that's true. I suppose.
Well, the older and whiter you are, let me specify.
That's true. I suppose if my dad like started yelling at him, and he probably wouldn't have it in his heart to like freaking cuff a 70-year-old man.
They'd be like, "It's all right, sir."
Where if I did it, I'd be on the ground in no time.
Now, if he was an old black man, he'd be fucked.
No, he'd be dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, did we talk about the Flash trailer? I feel like we did.
I think we did last time.
Yeah, because we said there's 2 Ezra Millers.
Oh yeah.
Which is why they couldn't just replace him, because he's literally in every scene.
Just deep fake him.
He's literally every scene has at least one Ezra Miller in it.
It would be easier if they just canceled the movie that didn't have the actor who's going to prison.
Yeah, but they're
just a thought,
No, they're desperate. They're like, well, if we cancel it, we're going to lose millions. If we release it, maybe we won't lose millions, and maybe it will all blow over.
Nope.
Hopeful question mark.
I've seen some idiots be like, "Oh, it looks good," and I'm like, "Are you fucking high?"
There's a surprising amount of people that are like, "Hey, this looks pretty good," or "Yeah, Keaton Batman. I don't care about Ezra."
I saw some people like, "Oh, well, I'll see Keaton Batman." I'm like, I don't fucking... I like Keaton, but no.
You got 2 whole movies.
Which is probably why he's all over the freaking trailer, because they're trying to be like, Keaton Batman, forget about it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I guarantee you, the fucking press release, like when they do all the fucking tours and interviews and going to all the fucking talk shows, it's just going to be Michael Keaton. Or maybe the woman playing Kara, I forget her name.
Yeah,
it'll just be those 2. Fucking Ezra Miller will be nowhere near any of the promotional material for this movie.
Yeah, no, I think they're gonna say like, "Hey, we checked him into therapy.
He's fine now."
He's like, he's sorry.
He's very, very sorry. And he probably won't do it again. But probably.
I have delivered ordinary letters.
That's good.
They are ordinary and not coded, fellow passenger.
That's good.
That sounds safe.
Yes. It is very safe, fellow passenger.
King Oja out yet?
Nope. Next week.
We can find out if we're going to have Kingu again.
God. No, apparently he's Edgelord Kingu.
Oh, no.
Because this whole thing is like, I'm the Dark King.
Not Edgelord Kingu. Oh.
supposedly.
Oh, but hey. Yeah, otherwise it's been kind of a slow week, apart from the whole Spider-Man thing.
Yeah. Which I didn't even
Even
know
then,
about
that's only
that until
really
you
relevant to,
slapped
like,
me in the back of the head
people
with it.
stub- Yeah, which is only really relevant to people who pretend to give a shit about comic books
Which
these days.
I've fallen off of comic books completely. They weren't doing anything for me
Yeah, they
anymore, so
weren't.
I was like, what's the point? Like, why torture myself? This is stupid.
Yeah,
I mean, like we've talked to death
Yeah.
about my retirement from reading comic books. Ow! I got hit by a truck.
probably doesn't help that they also like any book that
Damn it!
like any book that's not already already basically gonna go infinite in terms of content. Like, you know, they'll never retire the Spider-Man books.
Nah.
Like any, you know, book, any comic that's not like basically doomed to go forever is almost always going to get like cancelled early.
Yeah, unfortunately. Oh, I have to restart this fucking mission again. This is pretty much gonna be the video, is me just trying to do this fucking mission. I hate this mission so much. It's the one where it's timed, and you have to, like, keep, doing random events. And they're completely random. And navigating the boat is a pain in the ass. It's honestly my least favorite mission in the entire fucking game.
That's fair.
There are 3 DLC missions in fucking Seal a Deal, and the second one can suck my balls. Daisa,
Fair.
Suna, Mono. Suck my balls.
I need to protect them first, Dan.
Yes, very important.
Let's fighting love.
Man,
Remember when South Park could make a joke? Me neither.
it's been a long time.
Yeah, back when it wasn't the Randy show.
We want to make it about Randy. Randy was funny in small doses, you cunts.
Hmm.
You know, because they identify with him more.
This is just a weird old man.
Yeah.
I mean, they are weird old men.
now.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's better that they're just like weird old guys who are fucking really just identify with Randy and not doing what most like big television people do these days, which is, you know, beat their wives,
Yeah, yeah. They could
cheat on their wives and blame the patriarchy. That's always one of my favorites.
Yes, the patriarchy made me do it.
What?
Thanks, Joss. Suppose we can't complain too much. He has given us endless entertainment
Yeah.
by being a piece of shit.
And he is a piece of shit.
Oh. Man. Oh yeah, we also talked. I forget if we talked about Velma getting a second season. But...
I mean, they
Yeah.
announced that, like, as soon as the show came out. Like, that was definitely, like, pre-planned, to be honest.
You know, all it's done is it's kind of made me want to go back and rewatch Mystery Inc.
Mystery Inc.'s really good.
Yeah, it's a really good show.
It also had lesbian Velma, but, you know, good.
Did it? I thought that was the one where Velma was mad into Shaggy for a season.
For a season.
And she just gets like really bitter and crazy.
Yes.
To be fair, in Mystery Inc. about the only people who are like consistently in character are Shaggy and Scooby because, well, they're always in character.
It's like, I'm scared and also hungry.
Well, don't forget, Scooby was also jealous, with, like, weirdly, like, acting like some weird jealous girlfriend when it came to Shaggy. Which was
I mean,
weird.
Hey man, dogs do get jealous though of children and other people if they feel like they're not the center of attention.
It's true.
Assholes.
Cats
it's just in
usually
character.
just don't give a shit.
As long as they're fed, and as long as they can piss on you, cats don't care.
I've never had my cats pee on me.
There you are. You just clearly don't know that they peed on you.
Have you smelled cat piss? You'd know.
What if it's secret cat piss?
There is no secret cat piss.
How would you know? It's a secret.
It's... No.
Got you there.
No.
Checkmate, atheists.
What the fuck are you even saying anymore?
Oh no, man, I'm sick. You should be thankful I'm fucking loose. You should be thankful I'm like not hallucinating.
You sure you're not?
Yeah, I'm never sure anymore. So I just decide to guess.
Like, I'm lucid, I think, huh?
Not sure if that pink elephant is real or not, so I'm gonna say it's real.
Ask him how Winnie the Pooh's doing.
He says he can't understand Winnie the Pooh because he only speaks in Chinese these days.
Oh, okay, and Winnie the Pooh is invisible to the Chinese. You're right, you're right.
Yeah, just like Taiwan.
These jokes just get worse every time we tell them.
Wouldn't be so bad if they weren't all 100% true. Well, it's fine. I'm sure if we check analytics, we'll have a surprisingly thriving viewer base in China.
It's all Winnie the Pooh. Fuck.
Well, he's got to
I hate
do
this
something.
mission so goddamn much.
Well, he's got to do something now that he's, not in. Now that he's free from copyright.
Yeah, like star in shitty creepypasta movies.
Well, it could be worse. I see they're doing that fucking Backrooms as a movie. It's like, do we learn nothing from Slender Man?
Nope.
I forget if I've talked about it before, but Marble Hornets kind of occupies that weird space that Ruby does, where it's less about the overall quality of the actual work. And, I know Slender Man exists separate from Marble Hornets, but I mean, that's the thing that mega popularized it. But even though it's like at its base level, it's average or below average in its overall medium. What's actually impressive is more of the lack of real money or like established talent going behind it. By that I mean, none of these people who worked on it were like trained professionals. They're just amateurs with a lot of passion, which is obviously a great thing. So I have to be very careful in how I word it to not imply that people who have a passion for doing something are somehow less than those who are trained.
Because a lot of times they're better.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is that for shows like for web stuff like that, part of the appeal is that it is so grassroots. I guess it's the nice way to phrase it.
About to fail the mission again. Let me just let it happen.
Versus and then of course when you try and take this shit to the big screen, it's being made by Hollywood people who don't really, or Hollywood people who just don't really get this kind of stuff, or have much interest in it beyond the whole, well, the studio is paying me to make this, so I guess I'm making this. And, yeah. Kind of lost my train of thought, sorry.
Haha! You lost the train!
Yeah. My catchphrase.
My brain is slowly melting into my skull from this level!
Well, we won't be able to tell the difference, to be honest.
Hey! You're probably right.
But, yeah. Internet creepy stuff, internet creepypasta shit can be fine, it can be fun, but it's when it tries to when you try and take it into the mainstream, it's kind of almost doomed to fail. because the kind of stuff that works on the internet doesn't work in a movie. Because, like, part of the thing with the internet is it also has an element of... It's like the viral element to it. Like, you could just share a weird, creepy video and be like, with your friends, oh, hey, check out this weird, creepy video I just found, guys.
This is weird.
Hmm. But, yeah, when you're just trying to break it down into a into a, you know, mediocre Hollywood movie, because, well, that's all they're gonna do. They're not gonna put real money or
effort
talent
into that?
into
Fuck
it.
off!
Or even, like, you know, big talent. They'll just get, like, or whatever. This guy owes us a favor. He'll do a movie. And also, I guess in the Slenderman thing, they're kind of half, like, having to pull back because that whole, like, murder case thing happened.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
But it's like, those, I don't know, shit like that, I get why people are like, okay, well, this is it's insensitive. But on the other hand, people like that are just kind of crazy, and they're gonna do this shit, and they were gonna do this shit anyway.
Yeah.
Pretending like, oh, this is a bad influence, is fucking bullshit, is a fucking cop-out. Because it's like, no, they're just
also-
clearly unhinged.
Also, there's like no like actual link to that shit. It's just a lot of times people use it as a scapegoat.
Yeah. So like, you could say, oh, maybe it gave them a general idea, but let's be honest, the capacity to do these things doesn't come from viewing media. It comes from people having undiagnosed medical conditions or having, you know, really shitty upbringings. It's like, I mean, hell, the fucking origin of like every if you look at every like major serial killer's backgrounds, they almost always come from more or less similar places. It's like, oh look, they had abusive and/or non-existent parents, either emotionally or physically or sexually, and then that fucking stunted their emotional development and led them into becoming psychopaths, or at least became a catalyst for them developing
Didn't help.
worse. Yeah. It's the kind of weird thing, because people always like to put out this quote of, oh, 1 in 100 people are psychopaths, and it's like, that's technically correct, but also incorrect. Because there's massively varying degrees of psychopathy. And, like, psychopathy also encompasses things like, you know, lack of empathy, which isn't inherently like, oh, I'm going to go out and start murdering people. It just means, oh, I kind of have an inability to really care about other people. And, you know, it comes in varying different shades. So it's one of those, like, figures of, it's technically correct, but people misconstrue it to make to pretend there's this alarming statistic.
And while I'm usually a fan of the old line of technically correct, the best kind, because I think it's funny, in this case, not so much.
I guess to paraphrase Homer Simpson, facts schmacks. You could make anything even remotely true, with sound true with facts. In a sense, he's right. Like, I know it's meant to be, Homer's an idiot because he doesn't believe in facts. He just believes in whatever. But it's like, kind of, yeah. If you are smart in the way you do, because you see it a lot with like people go, study like these scientific studies where, yeah, you don't even have to be that smart. It's quite easy to effectively rig a scientific study to get an outcome you want, or to wait to an outcome you want and pretend that it's, you know, actually an independent study. Like, for example, questions to the public for like opinion polls. Very easy, depending on language, to rig those to basically get people to push a certain way.
Oh yeah,
All depends on how you phrase the question.
There's a whole thing I remember, like, from years ago when I took a statistics class, essentially talking about that.
Statistics are basically always a fucking something you need to be taken with a pinch of salt. Not because they're necessarily untrue, but because numbers do not showcase all of the actual data.
Yeah.
And also, it's not just a matter of what the numbers you have are saying; it's what the numbers you don't have might be saying as well.
Yeah.
Basically, facts schmacks.
Facts. Ew. But yeah, I just remember like some of that's from that class I took, but which was like you know, talking about like biases and all kinds of shit, and yeah, there is no real way to 100% get something.
You know what? Here's a fun fact. Did you know rust can lead to suffocation?
Rust? Huh.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Because if you think the process of rust is the iron and getting oxidized, or the iron-based metals getting oxidized, as in they're taking in oxygen. So if you're in like an enclosed space, and I mean, this is mostly kind of a thing in construction and such, but if you're in an enclosed space, it will actually limit the amount of oxygen available. There you go.
I just had really
be
good...
in a very small, rusty room, basically, or else you'll probably die.
Makes sense. But I just had really good RNG, and all the stuff was pretty easy to find, and I just finished it.
Nice. Yeah, so you're just
and I even got an achievement.
So you're just resetting for good RNG, you know, speed runs.
That's basically what happened.
Now you got a new PB.
I like how I basically got scammed into helping because the seals are stupid. Basically what happens is you go to get your timepiece from Lost and Found, and the seals don't understand how Lost and Found works, so they're like, oh, the captain lets us have stuff from what we want from the box if we work really hard. So you do it, and because the captain has no idea that's what's going on, and it just goes, hey, you managed to clean up more than you made. Good job. You can take something from the Lost and Found if you want. Nobody comes and claims that stuff anyway. So you just got scammed.
Yeah.
Not by the captain, to be fair, but you got scammed.
I mean, isn't like most video games quests really about you just getting scammed?
Kinda.
It's like, oh, this item I have is incredibly useless to me, but you want it, so I need you to go on this, like, 4-hour fetch quest.
Though, actually, to be fair, you probably weren't really scammed by the seals, they're just fucking that stupid. Like,
that is a fair point.
Like, droolingly stupid. Let's see. You know what? We're at, like, 40 minutes in. And it's not really a whole lot going on this week. I think we'll just call it here. Why not? So that way the finale to this, which I know takes a bit.
Be all one video.
Yeah, just all one video of me repeatedly fucking up this one mission.
And hopefully someone interesting fucking dies or gets disgraced, so we have something to talk about.
Or at least a cool video game. I mean, I did play Neo 2 a bit, which I enjoyed and made me believe my original thought of. I think one of the problems I had with Souls-like when I was playing them on consoles, Dark Souls I have other issues with the original one, was the fact that their load times would take fucking forever. Because I died a lot in Neo 2, but like I kept playing because I could just get back in the driver's seat quickly.
Yeah, maybe you should give Elden Ring a chance if it goes on sale.
Yeah, I think at some point this year I'm probably gonna pick it up.
Because that definitely doesn't have like huge load times.
And like honestly, even if I can even just throw it on my SSD. So
yeah.
Anyway,
it's time
to
to leave.